I think the essence of what I call P4 medicine, predictive, preventive, personalized, and participatory, is the realization that your health has two components. One is your wellness, and the other is whether or not you have disease. And my view is medicine of the future will increasingly realize the importance of wellness. For wellness does two really important things. One, it optimizes human capital by maximizing your physical and mental abilities and so forth. Wellness also lets you look at transitions from wellness to disease, looking at the very earliest stages of disease so that we can learn to revert a diseased person back to a normal person at the very first instance. That will not only save the healthcare system an enormous amount of money, it's a very powerful way of preventing effective disease.
Wonderful example of personalised healthcare in action, the power that it has to transform a patient's lives, is when you look at the therapies that we have for lung cancer. The first activating mutations that were defined in lung cancer were EGFR. We have a wonderful medicine called Iressa that targets those EGFR activating mutations, but the tumours in those patients acquire resistance to that drug. And what we've done using a personalised healthcare approach is to find that resistance mutation, define that patient population, and design a completely new molecule that goes specifically after those patients.
Immunotherapy is a huge growing area of drug development. Targeted drug development, it made sense that your companion diagnostic and your diagnostics were SNP-based because the drugs treated SNPs. Immunotherapy doesn't work that way at all. So the importance of SNPs is totally different now in immunotherapy than it was in targeted therapy. The importance of being able to monitor proteins and mRNA becomes much more important.
Personalised healthcare is obviously something that's important in oncology, but what I'm really excited about is the fact that I'm seeing it move now well beyond oncology. 80% of our pipeline across all of our therapy areas, respiratory, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and oncology, now have a personalised healthcare strategy or a companion diagnostic strategy.
It's a really exciting time for precision medicine. You've got the precision medicine catapult that's going to move it forward. It's going to be very important to make sure that you bring patients alongside all these other initiatives. There's lots of funding opportunities. The government want the UK to be world leaders in stratified medicine, and we've got the healthcare records, we've got cradle to grave patient data, so we are in a very good position to make sure that we are leading the field over the next 5 years.
So precision medicine actually covers quite a wide waterfront. It goes all the way from stratifying patients into different groups according to whether, for example, they will benefit from a particular therapy, all the way to truly personalised or individualised therapy. So we use precision medicine to cover that whole waterfront, all the way from, if you like, the ability to be able to say, will this patient respond to Herceptin therapy based on the HER2 new testing, all the way down to the individual patient, their tumour or their particular disease. Now we see companies actually being set up on the basis of working with you individually or me individually to say, how can we improve your health, how can we treat your particular disease on a perfectly individual basis. So I think it's tremendous.
I think what we will see is new technologies coming in, allowing us to drill more deeply into the whole genome sequence, but also we'll be able to provide alongside that the companion diagnosis from other multi-omic samples. So what I mean by that is transcriptomics, epigenetics, microRNAs, proteomics and metabolomics, because the genome is one part of the picture. It's the complete, entire integrated picture that will be vital for patient care, and I think that will only be fully realised over the next 5 years. I also think there'll be new technologies. It could be that in 5 years' time we won't need to store very large files to do this, that smaller files will be possible. There are exciting new sequencing technologies that are pore-based, which may come to the fore. And of course, to be able to read the structural variation in the genome, we also need longer read technologies, and some of these are now beginning to emerge.
Protein biomarkers, I'm convinced, will be very important for the future medicine and wellness. We at Olink really hope that we will be able to contribute to this development, and that's why we are working hard on developing all these proteomic assays that can allow completely new type of studies to help this field.
We started with genome sequencing, full whole genome sequencing, and implemented personalized medicine and cancer treatment. But now we see the next wave where all these other omics technologies are catching up, like metabolomics, proteomics, with a very interesting presentations on new technologies which eventually will be combined with machine learning technologies and build these kind of reference databases. And that's pretty exciting because most of the presentations actually showed actionable kits that can actually be introduced into the clinic maybe within the next 2, 3, 5 years. So the disruption is really taking place.
So today I was chairing the session on integrating big data, genomics and bioinformatics. And perhaps the highlight of this session that I've been really enjoying is to see the things that have been often very theoretical and maybe a bit castle in the air previously, starting to now come to fruition.
So Oracle is moving into the area of precision medicine. We're building very much on top of our translational research platform, which at the moment is a platform for storing thousands of human genomes and connecting that data to clinical data in order to get from the bench to the bedside. And our precision medicine offering that we're developing is about getting there faster. So it's not just about one size fits all, but about getting to precision medicine and about reducing healthcare costs across the board so that we can understand individualized medicine and we can get to the diseases that matter to individuals and not just large populations.
One of the key trends is the increasing use of very large data sets in sort of progressing things forward almost at all stages of the drug discovery pipeline. And so that's where we're getting to in terms of data-driven drug discovery, is you are starting to use these large integrated catalogues of data from these large omics type of experiments as part of the drug discovery process. The issue with this is that these data sets are very large and very cumbersome, and to efficiently exploit those data sets you need new approaches both for the storage and the transmission of the data sets and also for their analysis. So you're starting to use machine learning techniques and really provide a systems level basis behind the molecular basis behind diseases.
Right now we are only looking into the genomics aspect, but like if we combine the microbiome, the environment, and then try to put that all together, obviously with standardized algorithms and data storage methods and standardized inputs, outputs, I think with the standard clinical reports, I hope in next 5 to 10 years we'll be able to get there, where we'll be able to really use these methods that we are developing right now, like Panoply, but then Panoply could be extended right now from genomics to microbiome to DX drugs and everything. That's where I see it go.